Hello, you guys. Thank you so much for being here with me. So this is the extended version of that cute little short I just did. Um, I'm oh my gosh, I usually have this stuff out, but oh no, I didn't. Right now, I have this song stuck in my head. Um, First I thought it was just this is a message for me. And then I was just like, no, there's only a little bit in there that's for me. And then, so as a collective, I got this song of, it's by Don Tolliver. I think it's Don Tolliver. I've got it over here. Tolliver, Escape. My gosh. It's stuck in my head over and over and over again. So, okay, guys, sorry about that. My daughters came and made a fuss of some things, but we're going to get to it. So this is from our short that we saw earlier, where the archetypes that you should be tapping in this week, or this new moon cycle, or this month, or what it. Sometimes the energy permits for 3 months, sometimes 6 months, sometimes a year, sometimes 2 years, where you need to be in this archetype, because I feel like you play archetypes and you can change, or you can live in two different ones, or that is your archetype that you need to be in for when you find your life path as well. So this is what's currently coming up for you. So this is a timeless reading, so whenever this comes up for you, this is the energy you need to tap into, or use your own discernment, where this fits for you. Okay. It's a general collective reading. Okay. So first we had that priest come up, and that priest or priestess, a minister, a rabbi. It's defined by a ritual or ordination, the official capacity to facilitate spiritual vows, commitments, serves as a spiritual channel of the divine of energies for others, must represent teachings through personal experience. Okay. Look for a lifetime commitment to serving others by facilitating their spiritual rituals. So taking these gifts that you are given, lessons that you've learned, and really putting them out there to help others, to guide others in multiple ways. You could be doing this in multiple facets, especially with the priests. It's going to be the priests we also remember we had the mentor, but I think the priest is more on the spiritual aspect of it. It's getting people in touch with sides of themselves, that is connected to the divine, to God, a higher calling. And so you may have gone to school for these things. You may have experienced these things with lessons that you've just walked personally, and you can be putting this out there in multiple ways. So you could be putting so this knowledge that you get in, you can put it out there in multiple ways. You can put it out there just like this. You can be putting it on YouTube. You can be putting it on social media, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, any of those things, X. Or you could be putting this out on a podcast, any kind of podcast. You can also be putting this in writing as well. You can be putting this in stories. You can also be putting this in poetry and in song and recordings. So spoken word, you can be putting this in multiple ways. You could be putting this in sacred circles that you're doing, and TED Talks. I said TED Talks. Yes, I said TED Talks. So what else do they need to know? Yeah, you got this. I'm taking those cards right there. I got 3 cards for you. So we this 8 of Wands. So flowing with this energy, speaking, communicating, bringing this energy in. And also this is Sagittarius. Sagittarius is that is the teacher, is the professor. It's one of those people who, if you're in the high vibrational form of Sagittarius, you're taking that energy and you're being that teacher. You're being this probably falls a lot. I'm falling more into that mentor part of it, but this is more, you got to be, this is more into your spiritual part, your spiritual walk, because we're looking at that priest. Then we have the Seven of Swords, helping people take back their power, like communicating ways to people, how you take back your power, how you take back your energy, how you speak your truth, and doing it in a way that is, with the Seven of Swords, it reminds me, because it's in the dark, it's in the dark, in a way that you can do it. I'm going with this moon energy too, and this is under Aquarius. This is a moon in Aquarius, so this is in a way that helps you. Is that right? That's right, isn't it? Yeah. I had a thought, and I was thinking, and I had to look at something and say, is that right? So it's taking this energy, this Seven of Swords energy, and it's under the moon, and that the moon is most people say the moon energy is feminine energy. So you're taking it back in more of a, not a destructive way. Feminine energy is more soft and natural and a little more passive. So you're just you're being strategic, and you're doing it in a way that is not hurtful. And that's what I'm getting from this Seven of Swords. It's not a Seven of Swords of trickery. It's being strategic and making sure you're not giving someone too much. Like, when you 8-7, yeah, gosh, a lot of movement and communication, a lot of movement energy here, because swords and wands are masculine energy, but at the same time, that moon is with that Seven of Swords, and it's really, really, really telling me. The moon pops out twice because this is the moon in Aquarius, and so an Aquarius is very open into doing things in innovative ways and more creative ways, and finding different ways of doing things, different ways of communicating. And so you could be one of those spiritual teachers who's bringing messages in a different way than that has been brought in, like how things were brought in through like the age of Pisces, that time period where we had more of the masculine dominant energy. This is more of a feminine energy coming in with the age of Aquarius, bringing in those messages more of that way. I feel like the feminine energy is taking back some of the spirituality and spiritual side of things, and where it's been mostly dominated in that male perspective. I think some of that feminine energy is taking it back. That is why you don't see them taking all those swords, because it's the feminine energy is coming into balance, not to. I don't think I don't feel, and I know for the divine, and I know for myself, and how I know when I tap into that feminine energy, it's not trying to take over. It is trying to give a balance to all of the masculine energy that's been there. Okay? It is trying to bring in a balance so that we have both, because we need both. You can't have one without the other. Okay? And one does not need to be so dominant. That's the message. And we have this Knight of Wands here. And again, more masculine energy. And as you can see, this Knight of Wands is coming towards that. I feel, so you're making sure to stay in balance. Okay, that is a lot of fiery. So it's something that you're very passionate about it. But this passion is going to make you being balanced. Like, look at that. This is fire. This is fire and fire. So you want to, this fire you're bringing in, this is a balance of your desires, of how you're bringing in this energy. You're not bringing in something that is trying to hurt the collective. This is something that's trying to balance the collective, that's trying to find peace within the collective among everyone. And I feel like that's what your message is. So going over here to the mentor, which is highly connected to the priest, but sometimes people are not open to spirituality things, and some people don't. Some people don't believe in God. Yes, we know that. And some people and different people have different faiths. Sometimes a great person who comes in is this mentor. Okay, and the mentor is passing on wisdom and refining the student's character. So sometimes you step in as a mentor based on the character of Poseidon, who Asidas entrusted the care of his house and the education of his son, trusted teacher and guide in many forms of art, business, and spiritual practice. So a mentor could be someone who mentors you in business, who can mentor you in love, who can mentor you in healing, who can mentor you in working with your shadow work, who can mentor you in spiritual stuff, who can mentor you and being more productive. So that mentor is very vast, and sometimes the divine has to use people like that because that people are more open to someone who's just a mentor who comes in with a bunch of wisdom. Okay, ask yourself if you're shown a lifelong pattern of taking individual students under your wing and guiding many aspects of their life. So that is saying, have you always taken in people? And it's interesting because every place that I've ever worked, I've always worked with like people younger than me here and there, and worked with people who are older than me. I've had both spectrums, and in each case, I've always had the people above me look after me and want to take care, make sure I was okay. And then I had those younger people who always wanted to come to me for that advice and that wisdom. And so that does, I can definitely can work with that energy. And some of you guys are working with this energy who are not really higher on, who want to be into that spiritual realms of things, who maybe not want to be in the church or want to be a part of different things. Okay, so let's see what energy is showing up here. Okay, I'm excited because it is telling me that this first card matches with the other first card pretty well. And the energy that I talked about. And so what else do we need to know from mentor? Can I have one or two more? No, two more. There we go. That'll do. That will do us. And I don't know where to. Let's see. Okay. So this first card came out was Temperance, which is beautiful because that's the card of Sagittarius. And remember I talked about you feeling like I did talk about Sagittarius and getting all that information. Again, Sagittarius shows up, but this time you come and you're bringing this Sagittarius energy, and again, it's about balance, of bringing balance into the world, letting people see the light and dark of things, working with water and fire, working with what is and isn't, and what, passive and active energy, learning to work with both of them, knowing that there has to always be, and there's a constant balance. And sometimes one energy is higher than the other, and it's important to kind of make sure you're letting that flow back into the other one. Sometimes, yes, we are very active. We're in our masculine energy. And that's okay, but we know that sometimes it can get too much, and you have to come back down to that feminine energy and bringing things in. My daughter actually said one thing to me interesting. She said, "What if you went one day without doing nothing, Mom?" And I looked at her like I said, I try to do that on Saturdays. And she looked at me. I said, okay, I did go in you guys' room and start cleaning it up. And I did do, and then I thought about it, and I was like, oh gosh, I just didn't do nothing. I did a whole bunch of stuff. And so where I think I'm resting sometimes, I'm not resting. I'm still doing stuff. So you have to make sure you find that balance. But no, and you can help mentor others. And the next card that comes out is Nine of Pentacles. So taking your time. And so remember this, we have this Nine of Wands. And remember that Nine of Wands was going towards that energy of making sure to stay in balance, of those desires. Or this Knight of Pentacles, you have two different energies. You have fire and you have earth. So you have fire and earth. So you do have movement, but at the same time, it's very balanced and grounded. So the mentors, so people in the spiritual side, they're coming in with more just taking back the power and energy and for the feminine. And so they're coming in very fast. Maybe that, and I don't do politics, maybe that is why we have so much this wanting for change in women running things. And that could be the reason why. This could be that energy that's showing up. But the mentors, people who are who know there has to be a balance, and yes, I do believe in there being a balance. But at the same time, you have to come in a more grounded approach, and so maybe and it's more acceptable. So coming in a more acceptable way, where it's more accepting, because sometimes this freeze, people are sometimes are weary of this energy, whereas people are more open to this energy. But they're the same thing. They could be the same freaking thing. You can be these same things. You can be a high priestess. I am a high priestess, but I don't show up in high priestess to people. No, I do not. I show up in this energy. I show up in that energy more, because that energy is more, it helps people more. It gets to the people who need it the most, who are not on that, who has not seen some things, and who are not open to things. And I'm okay with that. I don't have to be in my high priestess form. I'm okay with being in this form. And so, and this form is beautiful, because it's taking that very balanced approach to things. And I love to take a balanced approach. Sometimes I do get fiery and passionate about stuff. Yes, that's the fire within my chart. I do have a lot of that. But you always have to keep it grounded into this earth plane, right? So let's finish this up. So some things you could use, and this is for everyone. So this is for if you're you are tapping into that priest energy and that priestess energy, and you want to, that's fine. And if you're tapping into that mentor energy, that's fine. Some things that you can use collectively. I'm using this. This is a divination of ancients. So some things that you could be using in your practices that's going to help with things. One more or two. Take one or two. All right. Two things they're saying you can use right now that would help you in your practice is astrology. So astrology has destiny. If you don't know about astrology, I don't know what y'all doing. I just talked about some astrology stuff. I talked about a lot of Sagittarius energy. I talked about that. Talked about Sagittarius a lot. I also talked about some elements. I talked about fire and earth energies a lot. And I did talk about fire and water as well. So that has to do with a lot of astrology. So some of you might be needing to tap into some more of astrology things and getting more into that. That might help your practice. That might help you grow your practice. You might need to be studying that more. Might need to be implicating astrology into your stuff more. Looking at birth charts more, doing that kind of stuff. That's what astrology might be asking you to do. Then we have crystal ball clarity. So with crystal ball, I always think of what is the other scrying. You could be asking for you to do some scrying through your crystal ball. Also using your crystal ball to meditate with. Also to look for clarity. Using your clairs with your crystal ball, trying to probably more of clair. What's the clair where you, the one you, oh my God, not audient, clairaudient, clairvoyant, clair. I can't think of it right now. It's the one you see. It's the clair that you see with, and I can't think of it right now. But forgive me. But it's the one you see, like seeing things more in your third eye. So opening up that third eye and seeing things better to get clarity. So helping you get information that could help. I don't know why I'm gonna go for one more. I don't know why. Had a feeling. It's a inkling. Okay. Sometimes inklings are important. I'm really drawn to all the blues and in this. So, and then we got blue and a little purple. So I really, and so really third eye stuff, and also using your throat chakra to voice those, but information from the divine. Okay, so maybe we won't. And This could be you are very abundant in this energy. I'm just going to say that. You're very abundant in this energy. So let's close you off with a message the divine wants to give the collective before we go. Okay? Message the divine would like the collective to have before we go. What message would you like us to have, please? And thank you. What do you have? What message do you have for the collective as they walk into their priest? That is a lot, but they really want me to take this one. Growth. And as you can see, her hand is on her heart and in her stomach. So growth within your heart space and growth in your solar plexus, probably. I'm going to read from the book, and we are out of here, my beautiful, beautiful beings. You're growing to trust yourself more. You're becoming more aware of your intuitive feelings and guidance. By allowing yourself the time and the flexibility to acknowledge and honor these feelings, you are supporting yourself in having the most fulfilling life possible. Stopping to ask yourself how you feel about something as opposed to what you think about something can make all the difference. Sometimes what feels right may not be the next logical step, but it will be what is for your highest good. Okay? So sometimes you're like, I don't know if that, oh my gosh, and on the bottom was this exclusive priestess. Yeah. Sometimes, oh, I gotta get you there. Sometimes it doesn't feel right. I mean, sometimes you don't think it's right. Sometimes when your mind tells you that doesn't seem right. I don't know if I should do that. Go with your gut. Go with your heart and your gut. Follow those. Hand on your heart. Hand on your stomach, on that gut. What is coming? What am I feeling from these two? What feels right? So what feels right, not what you think is right. Okay. That is what I can give you. And you guys have a wonderful day. I hope this message helps you in some way and gave you some kind of guidance. You can like, you can share, you can comment, you can subscribe.